when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at ProView Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Perez Collision Center is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks and Albuquerque Boxing. Perez Collision Center offers expert knowledge on any of your auto body and paint needs. Give them a call today, 505-254-4655, or stop by for a visit at 2415 2nd Street Northwest in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Perez Collision Center.
Dream Style Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dream Style Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dream Style Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club, or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
All right, lots of stuff going on. Obviously, Lobo football starts Saturday.
It's game week.
Yay?
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, yay. And I don't know. I don't know what
Hold
to
on.
think.
Why would you ask the question yay or not? Because if it's not yay, we took the summer off. We should have taken the fall off and just started with basketball. Yes, it's a yay.
Well, I mean, as a Lobo fan, I'm starting to feel like Andrew Luck. I'm tired of the pain. I'm tired of the sadness. I'm tired of the depression surrounding Lobo football at this time.
You're nothing like Andrew Luck, dude. Andrew Luck was young. You're, not. Yeah, dude, you were absolutely.
Don't forget he's fit, semi-fit.
Well, yeah, leaving out the obvious things, he's a finely tuned athlete. You. Yeah, but, I mean, right, you can't say, well, I feel like Andrew Luck. No, you're like 3 times the age of Andrew Luck.
I'm just saying, I understand his pain and suffering.
Totally different.
It's just that I'm 30 years older than he is. Yeah, 30. Right around there. It might be 20, a shade under 30. How old is he? Like 20?
Well, closer to 40.
No.
He was 29.
29. So, yeah.
Or is 29, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm like 30 years older than he is. But a lot of talk this week, and I'm sure you guys had it on the radio show as well, about him. I mean, what was it? Gottlieb or whatever goes on Twitter and calls him soft.
Well, Gottlieb's an idiot. First of all.
No, I agree. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there that he said he's soft. There's a lot of people that have kind of. Was Gottlieb the one that talked about this is the sign of the millennials?
Yeah.
To me, that's just stupid. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, real quick?
Oh no, well, I've really said about all I had to say. Gottlieb's an idiot.
Okay.
Look, you can't fault Andrew Luck for your the timing certainly stinks. You're 2 weeks away from the start of the season. The guy doesn't have it anymore, doesn't feel it inside, doesn't want to play anymore. Who's to fault him for walking away? And frankly, he's doing them a favor. And I get it, Jacoby Brissett is largely unproven, but would you rather have a quarterback out there who's hungry and ready to go 100% or one who's doing it just because, well, I didn't want to let my teammates down, so I'll stick around for the season, but I don't feel like playing anymore?
Well, of course,
You know?
the Indianapolis fans booed Luck when he was on the field, and that announcement came. A couple of thoughts on that. First of all, you're right. The timing's kind of rough.
Yeah.
But, I mean, let's think about it. If this was really in his heart and he was kind of a jerk, he wouldn't even given preseason. I mean, who wants to go into training camp?
Right, exactly. He wouldn't have gone to camp.
How many players, hello, Zeke Elliott,
Right.
don't want to go to camp?
It's not like he spent camp in Cabo and then said, you know what, guys, I'm not feeling it.
Right.
I'm retiring.
Exactly.
Right.
So he came out and said, let's see if my body can do it. Let's see if my heart's in it. Let's see if my mind's in it. 2 weeks into camp, he's like, you know what? I don't think I can do this. And it would not have been fair, for, like you said, for him to go out and do that. So I don't buy into the timing's bad. He gave it a shot. Didn't work out. I don't believe in the softness of him because the guy's a world-class athlete, let's be honest. And he's, how many surgeries? I mean, dude played with a lacerated kidney.
Lacerated kidney, torn labrum, at least one documented concussion, whatever this ankle calf thing is he's dealing with now. He's had a ton of injuries in his career. And frankly, he's never had an offensive line.
Right, and we talked about this off the air before we started, and I said, well, you got Tom Brady, who seems to have been at New England since the turn of the century. Well, he was from the turn of the century, but even prior to that, and then you have Luck, who's now decided to hang it up. And you said the difference is?
Well, now Brady hasn't always had an offensive line.
No, he's not.
But they keep winning Super Bowls.
Yeah.
I mean, when realistically, you're one of the favorites every year to win a Super Bowl, and you get there most every year, and most of the time when you get there, you win. That's a big motivator.
That's a big motivator. Money's not so much anymore, right?
Now, and while Brady has had some injuries, he hasn't had the injuries that Andrew Luck has. I don't recall Tom Brady having a lacerated kidney and peeing blood for a week.
No, he just
he tore an ACL.
Yeah, that was it.
And there might have been one other somewhere along the way, but relatively speaking, especially when this is what, season 18, 19 for Brady, he's been relatively healthy.
Yeah, he has. And the millennial thing, we talked about this too, and I don't buy that. I know that millennials catch a lot of heat for being weak and soft, and for the most part they are. But I don't see that in this athlete because we went back and we talked about it. Barry Sanders quit in the prime. He probably had a few more years.
Yeah, and by the way, Barry Sanders quit 6 weeks away from the start of the season. Now, the Lions had a little more time than the Colts did because it was 2 weeks with Luck. But,
right.
But it's not like he gave them a ton of time either. And oh, by the way, to bring this back to Gottlieb, so millennials are soft because Andrew Luck retired, which, by the way, is crap. But if you're going to use Doug Gottlieb's crap logic, does that mean Gen Xers are credit card thieves?
Well, you never know.
No, of course
No,
not. That's flawed as
Right,
well. But
I'm
that's
just
using Gottlieb's theory, back at him.
Well, I'm just saying this isn't the first time an athlete's left in the prime of his career. Probably so we mentioned Barry Sanders, another running back that's arguably the greatest running back of all time, Jim Brown. He left early, and he cited the same sort of, he wanted to be able to walk and do all those things later in his life, which now, I mean, he's an older gentleman now. He's walking with the cane, and he's beat up. I don't think fans know the damage that these bodies take, even though they're world-class athletes. I mean, I've heard some people describe it as every tackle's like a car wreck. Yeah. We just don't. I mean, I think we see that. Obviously, we saw it with the brain injuries of like Junior Seau and some of these other guys that have committed suicide, or with the brain injuries that they've received. But we don't really look at the other bodies, problems that they've had in their bodies through playing professional football. Yes, they are premier athletes. But they're playing other premier athletes.
Right, and you're playing a sport with constant contact, and that contact does take its toll. You brought up Jim Brown, and we talked about Barry Sanders earlier. Look, there have been others, like Calvin Johnson just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, there you go.
Was at the top of his game. Tiki Barber walked away after having his best season as a pro. So that there have been others. You had Willis from the 49ers, who I think was 29 or 30 when he walked away, who was playing at the top of his game. Look, if you take care of your money, you play the game, you get in, you get out with what health you have. And we talked about the injuries that Lux had, but hopefully for him, he's walking away now and he can live a pretty normal life and not wake up in aches and pains every day. Don't know, but certainly that's the goal, and it's hard to fault a guy for that.
Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, even talking with some of the guys here at UNM, and they told me about hiding concussions, hiding injury.
Because no player doesn't want to be on the field.
Right, they love to. That's why they're there. That's kind of like their mindset. Right. They do not want to leave the field. I remember, and DeAndre Wright, we talked, and I have no problem using his name because he discussed it on the show, and with it before, where he talked about that, his teammates are like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And he's like, "I'm fine." And he said, "I really don't know what was going on," but he goes, "But there was no way I was going to leave the field because," he goes, "my mindset was if I get taken off the field for concussion, I may not make it back. They may not allow me back to play, not just because of the concussion, but someone else. There's always
somebody else
underneath that's looking to take that job."
For sure.
And I mean, DeAndre was one of the best Lobo cornerbacks in history, I believe. I would say that, and yet he still has that feeling. I mean, I'm sure every player knows that as time marches on, that injury could end.
We talk a lot about concussion protocols and things like that, and protecting the players from themselves.
Right.
Well, so when a player is smart enough to recognize, hey, I can't keep doing this anymore. The injuries have taken their toll. I just don't feel it anymore. How can you turn around and condemn that person?
Yeah, it makes no sense to me. Like I said, it's just interesting. I keep hearing this conversation come up, and that's.
I don't get it at all.
Yeah, I don't either.
I really
don't. I mean, if your throat started to hurt, you'd have to leave radio as far as on the mic, right? Or you'd have to talk like that or something like that.
I don't think about that.
You can't think about injury.
No, you cannot. Although, now that you mention it.
Yeah, I mean, I felt my scratchiness right now, too. It might be the air. Speaking of injuries, I noticed there's something different on your looks these days.
There was an incident over the weekend with my beard trimmer, and I had to take it off. It'll grow back, don't worry.
It'll grow back. Yeah. So the plan is to grow it back.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to be like Luck and quit the beard. You're going to be like Witten and maybe take a little time off to get healed.
It's going to come back thicker and stronger and more ready to go than ever.
Awesome. Well, you look good. I think you look good. Is Miss Carlisle happy?
No, she is not happy.
Oh, she's not happy. No. She likes the beard.
She likes the best. That's why I have the beard.
Okay. Hey, you got to do what you've got to do, right?
Exactly.
It's kind of like you're the running back that wins the rushing title. You got to buy everyone a Jeep or something or a diamond ring. The wife takes precedence. She likes the beard. You got to grow the beard.
How many dudes have you bought a diamond ring for, Leroy? A Jeep or a diamond ring?
Well, hold on. I'm not saying they buy a diamond ring.
No, that's exactly what you just said.
No. You can put a diamond ring on your pinky and look good. I mean, isn't it every year you see those reports where whoever wins the rushing title buys their offensive line something?
Like ATVs or something?
Sometimes they do that. I mean, but, come on, what's his face?
Dan Marino used to give his linemen the isotoner gloves and...
Yeah, I mean, what would you rather have? A diamond ring? Maybe you could pawn that, or isotoner gloves.
Well, the gloves are more practical.
You can't wear them on the football field.
Sure you can.
You can't wear isotoners on them. You got to wear those other approved gloves.
Do you know what else? Hold on.
Otherwise, you're like Antonio Brown with your fake helmet or whatever.
Do you know what else you're not wearing on the field?
What's that?
Diamond rings.
Oh, you see guys wearing diamonds all the time.
Not rings.
Maybe not. Well, if they're into the gloves, how do we know?
That's why isotoners are so great.
Yeah, but they don't wear isotoners. That's like wearing that Antonio Brown helmet. By the way, have they found his helmet? Is Helmetgate still a thing?
He lost his second
He lost his
appeal.
mind, I think.
Yeah, they're working on a helmet. Yeah, he's going to wind up with a helmet endorsement deal out of this, so it all works out. Look, I have no doubts Antonio Brown was upset about the helmet. I think a lot of this was played up for Hard Knocks.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah. And again, I don't doubt he's upset about the helmet. Certainly the frostbitten feet. is rather unfortunate.
That would be worse than the helmet, I think.
Exactly. But I think, especially with the helmet thing, I think a lot of that was played up a little bit.
Have you ever had frostbitten feet?
I can honestly say no.
But you wear your helmet?
When it's needed, yes.
And do you complain about the helmet you have to wear?
If I don't like it.
If you don't like it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like at the Isa Dukes games, I mean, if they give you like the green chili cheeseburger or the mariachi helmet, are you like, no, I like the Isa Dukes helmet?
I've never been given a helmet.
They don't give you nothing there?
It's not like I'm going to go up and bat. What do I need a helmet for at an Isotopes game?
I don't know, just to have one. Let's take a quick break as we go. We'll come back and we'll talk some Lobo football as that season kicks off. Also, we could talk a little high school football as well, as last week that season kicked off. I'm sure there's a top 10 plays of the week somewhere around here, so let's do it.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
The Barley Room, a proud sponsor of ProView Networks for over 9 years, is pleased to introduce Black Iron Catering. From weddings and family reunions to birthdays and office parties, Black Iron Catering is perfect for any event. Contact Jamie at 505-459-8259 and book your event today. Black Iron Catering. Let us bring our kitchen to you.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at ProView Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Welcome back to Red Menace TV. Also want to make sure and throw out thank you to Dreamstyle Remodeling, as they sponsor. Not only do I do this show, but I also write for Enchantment Sports. Dreamstyle Remodeling. We're going to use Sebastian Noel's opinion as well as Adams and everyone else here at ProView in picking the Player of the Week. Dreamstyle Remodeling went ahead and sponsored that, so we're putting that together now. We'll present a nice little trophy for everybody, for the players that win that award, as well as go out and get there. And I encourage you all to check out enchantmentsports.com as Sebastian and myself giving you all the inside info as well as outside info that we receive and different stuff that we do. And
are you really double dipping right here on the show?
Oh yeah.
All that has nothing to do.
No, because I was gonna triple dip with you. I was gonna talk about your what's going on with the sports animal, as well as the tailgate party that you guys are throwing Saturday. Are you going to be able to make it there, or
I'll
are you going to be up at the?
No. I'll be there for a bit. But yeah, then
it shouldn't be that hard to get upstairs, right?
We're right down the tailgate stuff is right down from the media entrance. So yeah, that's not a problem.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
It's Sports Animal just turned 25, part of our 25th anniversary celebration, and we're throwing a tailgate party before the game on Saturday. And then we've been giving people a chance to win tickets to our tailgate as well as the game. And yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
Awesome. It will be fun. So obviously, with the game coming out, depth chart was released for the University of New Mexico Lobos. They had the interviews portion, or Bob Davies speaking to the media yesterday.
Yep.
How did that go?
Just like it always does. No, I don't mean that bad per se, but I mean it was.
I'm a negative dude now, so go ahead.
I believe me, I've noticed that. No, look. There's reason for optimism. No, seriously, no games have been played yet. You're
okay, yeah, I could see you're optimistic about that. Of course, the big news of the day that rocked the Twitter sphere and all, as well as the Journal and everything else, was the dreaded four-headed quarterback, platoon at quarterback that the Lobos were allegedly going to use.
Yeah. Except if you go back and read the story, that's not what it says.
What does it say?
Well, it's that Davies comfortable with all 4 of the quarterbacks, but nowhere does it say, Bob Davie being quoted as saying, "Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to play all 4 quarterbacks every game." Does not say that at all.
So it's not like they're going to have like the wishbone,
right?
Or the 4-bone offense with all 4 quarterbacks in at one time. We don't know who the center is going to snap the ball to.
Now, I expect we'll see multiple quarterbacks on Saturday,
sure.
Especially if the Lobos, get out to a big lead. You want guys to play.
Or surrender a big lead.
Well, either way. Dude.
I'm just saying, I mean, I agree with you. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just looking at all aspects.
It's one thing if you're saying that when we're leading up to the Notre Dame game, but this is the Sam Houston State game. It's the season opener. Easy.
Let's see, hasn't Sam Houston State run one Lobo coach out of town?
Who?
Oh, Mike Loxley.
Dude. Let's be really honest.
I'm just throwing it out there, that's all.
Many things contributed to Mike Loxley leaving UNM. Sam Houston State probably doesn't crack the top 75.
Yeah, well.
Easy.
I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there.
Easy. But the gist of what Coach Davie was saying is he feels good about all 4 quarterbacks, and no matter who's out there playing, it should not affect the offense. Now, is that actually the case? We'll start to find out this Saturday at 4 o'clock when the Lobos play host to Sam Houston State. But nowhere in there does he say, you know what, we're going to have different packages for all these guys, and we're just going to rotate them in and out and keep the defense on their toes all the time. It doesn't say that at all.
I could see a situation where maybe you have 2 in there at once just for the heck of it, just to get them some playing time or whatever. I don't see all 4. And I do see them rotating. And we talked about this before the show. Let's be honest. When was the last time that the Lobos went with one quarterback throughout the whole season, whether injury or ineptitude?
Well, I think the goal is to always go with one quarterback. You're right. Hell, I don't know the last time.
I
this
think
worked
it
out.
was Donovan Portery. We discussed
have
this
been.
before.
May
I
have
can't remember a time prior to Donovan Portery in that bowl season that they did that, where they didn't maybe replace him for like a play or two or a series or two.
I don't think Donovan, the year they won the ball, I don't think he was a starting quarterback at the beginning of the season.
Oh, you might be right.
I'd have to go back and look, but I don't believe so.
Yeah, I mean, I really can't remember a time where there wasn't an injury or, like I said, they just were ineffective that they didn't go ahead and replace them.
Yeah, but look, also I think a lot of this is a little bit of gamesmanship from Bob Davey and the coach. My guess is they have a pretty good idea who's going to start on Saturday. Tuioti's back. I don't know that he's gotten enough reps to be the starter, but Davey's not ruling that out. And if he's not the starter this Saturday, my guess is with the bye week next week and then Notre Dame on the 14th, he's probably the starter by then.
That's a good point, and I agree with you. I don't know. I wasn't out in practice, and well, I didn't go to practice at all. But I couldn't even tell you if I mean, obviously Hughes got a lot of pub. Sharian Jones, am I pronouncing that right? Sharon Jones obviously was partial starter last year. We've heard a lot about him, and then Trey Hall, and obviously being a young guy, I don't know if you want to throw him out. I mean, you might throw him out versus Sam Houston State, but I don't know if you throw him to the Wolves immediately. Other moves, Amari's named starting running back. Kind of a power runner, not the home run hitter. I think that UNM, well, they haven't had it for a couple of years, but different sort of running back, I think, than what UNM fans are used to.
Yeah, I think he'll be given every opportunity to be the guy that gets the bulk of the carries, but I'm guessing early on you see a lot of different guys back there, and giving them a chance to kind of audition and see what they can do.
So basically, you're saying they don't have a set running back and they don't have a set quarterback yet.
I'm not saying that about the running back at all. I'm just saying I think you'll see a lot of different guys.
Okay. Wide receiver, if they can get the ball to them, I think they have a decent core of wide receivers there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that might be that maybe O-line, but those might be the two strongest aspects of Lobo football offenses here. The only problem is wide receivers need someone to deliver the ball to them. So if they can't get the quarterback situation situated, that sounds weird, but okay. Then that kind of renders the wide receivers, I don't want to say ineffective or useless, but it does definitely.
You got to for them to do what they do. You got to get them.
You got to get them the ball
for sure.
What was it? Keyshawn Johnson, throw me the ball. Damn it, wasn't that the name of his book?
So yeah.
Offensive line, defense. Nobody knows again. They have some returners there.
Well, you have Trent Sellers, who went down before the start of last season and never got a chance to play. Alex Hart's back, who went down in the New Mexico State game, so early in the season. And those were going to be two guys that you counted on big time last year. So you've got them. I think defensive back-wise, you may see some differences from Saturday to the Notre Dame game, and Bob Davey alluded to that earlier this week at his weekly press conference. We've got some guys that are young, especially young from the standpoint of new to UNM, but some JUCO guys, but maybe they're not quite ready to start yet, but probably should start seeing a lot more playing time in the coming weeks.
So exciting stuff there at the football stadium. Of course, what time is your tailgate starting on Saturday?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. So you win tickets on the air. You still have a couple of opportunities.
Oh,
Wednesday,
absolutely.
You got Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You got three more shows there with Michael Carlisle and Mike Trujillo to win tickets. How many tickets do they win?
Lots.
What kind of tricks do they have to do to win a ticket?
Be the correct caller.
Oh, that's it? They don't have to jump through a hoop? They don't
we make it easy.
They don't have to answer a question? They don't have to do like
be the
a
right
cartwheel?
Caller. Be the right caller. We'll give you a ticket. Cartwheel? Who does cartwheels anymore unless you're a gymnast? When's the last time you've done a cartwheel, Leroy?
Yeah, it's been a few decades. What about a chair shot? Could someone win one if they were willing to take a Michael Carlisle wrestling?
Dude, I am relatively certain that our corporate legal team would never approve.
They would not approve of that?
No, take a chair shot to win tickets for anything.
Okay, and that's fair. I mean, I'm just trying to make sure, set the parameters.
There are liability issues.
Of course, unfortunately, or fortunately, not that this would have mattered, but I'm not going to be able to make the game. Maybe I'll stop by the tailgate party just for the heck of it. Would I get free tickets?
You know a guy.
I know a guy?
He could probably get you in.
All right. I have the Hope versus Espanola Valley game right here on ProView Network.
Nice.
So I'm pretty excited about that. As high school football, like we said, has swung into full steam. Of course, there was a couple of injuries. Cleveland's Trey Watson went out with a broken forearm, so he's going to miss 4 to 6 weeks. Also, Diego Pavia, we don't have a time on him, the quarterback from Volcano Vista. We don't know when he may or may not be back. As they went down to the third-string quarterback, sometimes called the emergency quarterback. I never knew there was such a thing in high school. But there's that.
Emergencies happen everywhere.
I guess. And then, of course, Naz Robertson, I believe his last name's Robertson from La Cueva. He also went down with injury. So he should be, I don't know exactly when he'll be back either. There isn't really a time frame. So there are some injuries in high school. And they just keep playing games. So make sure you stay tuned here on ProView Networks. This whole weekend, starting Thursday night, Friday night, I believe the boys are headed out on My 50 TV to Hobbs to go broadcast that
Clovis,
game there.
I believe.
Clovis, sorry. Thank you.
Yes.
That's why I have you here. So they're there for
To
Clovis.
correct you?
Yeah, well, that's
why
too.
I'm here?
Of course, you can catch Michael Carlisle on 610 The Sports Animal and 95.9, correct?
Yes.
Bam. And don't forget, every morning here, you can catch the opening drive here
That's
on
right.
ProView
With
Networks
Jeff
as
and
well.
JJ.
So we're going to turn things over to Micah Frankel and CageMinds.com, and we'll see you next week. God bless you all.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at ProView Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car crafters, it's like it never happened.
Perez Collision Center is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks and Albuquerque Boxing. Perez Collision Center offers expert knowledge on any of your auto body and paint needs. Give them a call today, 505-254-4655, or stop by for a visit at 2415 2nd Street Northwest in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Perez Collision Center.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club, or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
The Barley Room, a proud sponsor of ProView Networks for over 9 years, is pleased to introduce Black Iron Catering. From weddings and family reunions to birthdays and office parties, Black Iron Catering is perfect for any event. Contact Jamie at 505-459-8259 and book your event today. Black Iron Catering. Let us bring our kitchen to you.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at ProView Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that could happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car crafters, it's like it never happened.
Perez Collision Center is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks and Albuquerque Boxing. Perez Collision Center offers expert knowledge on any of your auto body and paint needs. Give them a call today, 505-254-4655, or stop by for a visit at 2415 2nd Street Northwest in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Perez Collision Center.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family owned and now employs more than 500 people across the Southwest.
Welcome to the place where we talk about people getting punched in the face. This is Caged Minds. I'm Micah Frankel. It was a big weekend of combat sports. We're going to jump right into it. We've got highlights for you. There was great action everywhere. We're going to start off with Titan FC 56 there on UFC Fight Pass main event. Jason Soares improves to 13-0, submitting Andrew Whitney with an armbar, retraining the Titan FC featherweight title. Friday night, you also had long-awaited and anticipated on DAZN, Combates America 42. Gustavo Lopez retains his Combates bantamweight title with a first-round knockout of Joey Roquette. It was a vicious right hook doing the damage. It was a trilogy bout. The score is settled. Bruno Canetti pulls off the upset, attacking Andreas Quintana's lower body early, devastating leg kicks, scoring takedowns late, and able to grind out the bullet. He is your inaugural Combates featherweight champion. Congratulations to Bruno Canetti. In the boxing world Saturday night, Sergey Kovalev, he was hurt. He was almost finished, but he mounts the comeback in the 11th with the TKO victory, retaining his WBO light heavyweight title. All signs point to a meeting with Canelo Alvarez. On DAZN, Juan Francisco Estrada defeats Dwayne Beekman. It's a 51-second knockout into the 9th round, retaining his WBC junior bantamweight title. You had more action on DAZN also Saturday night up in Connecticut. We're talking about Bellator 225. Alejandra Lara, she made a great statement at the weigh-ins. Everybody pay attention. The Amazon is burning. Contribute if you can. A 2-fight skid is no longer. Lara with a dominating ground performance, the first round TKO victory. And again, she would want you to go and support the cause. The Amazon is on fire, and let's try to help our world right now. Continuing on Bellator 225, you get up to the co-main event. It was a heavyweight bout on 1 day's notice. 1 day's notice. Timothy Johnson jumps up in to take on Vitaly Minakov. It did not go well for the UFC vet. Minakov with a right teep kick, right hook combination scores the knockout, blasting through Timothy Johnson, the former Bellator champion, looking better than ever in this his second stint with the promotion after going back home and dominating M1. In the main event, Matt Mitrione would have problems with his mouthpiece. He would leave his mouthpiece backstage, unthinkably. And after it got knocked out 3 times in the first round, point was starting to be taken. Sergey Kovalev in the second round, capitalizing a big uppercut, a follow-up knee. Meathead would go down. The paratrooper picks up the victory. Moving night there in the Bellator heavyweight division. Great action there, Bellator. I mean, you had a, I believe, 14-fight card that never saw a decision. So if you have DAZN and you did not care to check out the prelims, go back and watch them. It does not take long. I'm telling you that there were 2 stoppages in under 20 seconds. Bellator brought it hard in Connecticut. It was a great event. Nick Newell continued his triumphant story, the submission victory over Corey Browning, blasting through who had been the prospect killer. So a great weekend of action last weekend from the boxing ring to the MMA cage on the national scene. Now we get to look forward towards this weekend. And this weekend, we start with action actually today. Talking about 4 p.m. today, UFC Fight Pass has Absolute Muay Thai 39, the art of 8 limbs, is on display. At 6 p.m. tonight, you have Warrior Way Wednesday. You have Piper Vargas versus Jose Johnson, 135-pound title bout there for Warriors Way Wednesday. Thursday night, Broadway Boxing. Toka Khan Clary versus Irving Gonzalez. It's a 10-rounder, and they are junior lightweights. The card will also feature a title fight. Alicia Nepal Espinosa versus Shmela Baldwin. It's a 10-rounder for Espinosa's WBA Women's Super Middleweight title. That is Thursday night again on UFC Fight Pass, brought to you by Broadway Boxing. Friday on Fight Pass, Lux 6 from Monterrey, Mexico. We're talking about MMA south of the border. Alejandro Marinera versus Diego Lopez is the main event. Also Friday night on Access TV, you have LFA 74 heavyweights in the main event. Jared Veranda brings in his 3-fight win streak to fight 6'10" Brazilian prospect Renan Freire. Co-main event, bantamweights Ryan Lilly and Kevin Wirth, who we've seen fight here for King of the Cage at the Santa Ana Star Center. That is on Access TV. LFA always putting together a great card. Been off for a couple weeks. They're bringing a huge offering for LFA 74. Catch a nap, because at 1 a.m. local time for us here in the Duke City, the UFC prelims begin. UFC Fight Night 157 from Shenzhen, China. The women's strawweight title is on the line in the main event as number 6 ranked 19-1 Zhang Wei challenges on a 4-fight win streak, her first title defense, Jessica Andrade. You also have in the co-main event on a 6-fight win streak, Ezekiel Alexi dos Santos versus China's Li Jingling. You also have fighters like Damir Ishamuglov and unbeaten Lara Prosecco, unbeaten Candice Imbergov, and Kai Kara France also putting together for the body of that card. A lot of global prospects to check out. Saturday during the afternoon, a little bit after that UFC card, you have on UFC Fight Pass, Polaris 11. We're talking about grappling. Then you can go over to ESPN Plus on Saturday night for a WBO, WBA, WBC unification bout in the lightweight division. Vasily Lomachenko versus Luke Campbell. It is a 12-rounder that is top-ranked boxing overseas in London and on ESPN Plus. Keeping it in the ring and moving to a little later in the evening, because in London that one's going to be mid-afternoon. Then your evening event, go to Fox, where you can see Islandi Lara versus Ramon Alvarez. It's a 12-rounder for the WBA regular junior middleweight title, which is currently vacant. And then we move all the way around to finish off what's coming up on the upcoming week with going to next Tuesday. More absolute Muay Thai. The Art of 8 Limbs is on display once again on UFC Fight Pass. We're talking about devastation if you haven't checked out Muay Thai before. And we've had it here locally at Lion Fights, but this is taking it to that next level where you're watching these absolute Muay Thai fights on UFC Fight Pass. These guys have 100 fights under their belt. You only see that in the upper echelon of Lion Fights. So if you like the craziness of bare knuckle boxing, but the technique of martial arts, you get that with absolute Muay Thai. Something to check out if you're bored during the day. Now, as we mentioned, the UFC going to China, the global expansion continues. It's an early morning main card at 4 a.m. local time here for us if you want to sleep in a little and not get up with me to watch those prelims. Now, we also have to talk about local action because we've got stuff coming up this week, and we can look at our local calendar. We've been busy on CageMinds.com talking about this event. American Fight League is bringing Southwest Brawl 10 to the Las Cruces Convention Center. Go over to the website. We have interviews up with Randy McCarty and Joe Torres, both going to be in action on the event. Then move over to September 28th, the next local event, Southwest MMA Series. I'm still messing up on that one. Southwest MMA Series 29, Josiah Reyes versus Jesse the Tornado Tafoya is the main event. Not announced yet with the main event, but Force of One Fighting Championship 6 will be taking place the same night, Clovis, New Mexico. The Clovis Civic Center will be getting an update on that card as soon as matchmaker Chris Cook and promoter Eric Swan have that available. You will get that news on CageMinds.com. So we talked a lot about what was going on in combat sports this weekend, what's coming up for this week. We haven't forgot about Reigning Thunder, but we're actually going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about last weekend's event at Buffalo Thunder, courtesy of Legacy Boxing Promotions, that you can see right here on ProView Networks. We'll be right back.
The Barley Room, proud sponsor of ProView Networks for over 9 years, is pleased to introduce Black Iron Catering. From weddings and family reunions to birthdays and office parties, Black Iron Catering is perfect for any event. Contact Jamie at 505-459-8259 and book your event today. Black Iron Catering. Let us bring our kitchen to you.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at ProView Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
And we're back. I was hoping that we'd have some highlights ready, but due to a little bit of technical difficulties, we don't have those yet. But If you saw it here on ProView Networks, you remember that we did see Raining Thunder this past weekend. A lot of the state's top prospects showed out. Amy Salinas collecting that ABF women's title belt by decision. A rough start, a great finish to her fight. You saw Isaac Luna collecting the upset, handing Matthew Escobel his first loss. Angel Baby kept rolling. The main event was so intense and so competitive that the judges scored it a draw. You have Clinton Chavez remaining unbeaten. Go to cageminds.com and you can check out Hollywood Ray's recap of the event, and full results are both up at cageminds.com. Now, I had mentioned for this upcoming week on our local scene, we did have Southwest Brawl coming up. The American Fight League is presenting the event. On short notice, Roman Alcantara will be in the main event, taking on Randy McCarty for the promotion's inaugural light heavyweight title. You can go over to the website. We do have an interview up with Randy, and I'm hoping to catch up with Roman later today. But for right now, we're going to show you a take from the amateur side of the card, and here's a little bit of my interview with Richard Villegas, who I caught up with yesterday at the Jackson-Acoma gym. He'll be fighting out of that gym for the second time. It's a 120-pound catchweight bout against Anthony Hudson that'll be involved with at Southwest Brawl 10. So, whenever we can cue up that interview. It's fight week for Southwest Brawl 10. We're at Jackson's Acoma. Richard Villegas joining us. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. It's fight week for you. You're heading back to compete in your hometown. How excited are you?
I'm really excited, actually. For that specifically, I haven't fought in Las Cruces actually since about this time last year. That was my first MMA fight, so super, super cool to go back after, you know, a whole year of training up here, a whole year of fights, a lot of evolving, a lot of growing, so I'm excited.
How different do you feel?
I feel completely different. This last fight was a rough camp. Mentally, I wasn't where I should be coming up to a fight, but now I feel great. Physically, I feel good. I'm right in the middle of the weight cut. I feel light. Mentally, I feel strong. I'm ready to go.
Talk to me about it. You just moved up to Albuquerque. It was your first fight here at the Jackson's Acoma gym. Too much too soon?
I think a little bit of everything. The move was big. I was starting a new job, new gym environment, completely new city, obviously. I don't know if it was too much, but everything definitely did catch up to me eventually. And so I wasn't working at 100%, which is obviously you saw the results for that.
Looking at the fight card, last time I saw it, interestingly enough, this fight was listed 120 pounds, is that correct?
Right, yeah, it's a catch weight at 120. I wasn't given any reason why, so the only thing I can assume is maybe the guy wrestles at 115. I've seen some kickboxers that fight at 115, but other than that, I wasn't given a reason why. The weight's not an issue for me, so it is what it is.
Is 115 something that you could be thinking of?
I thought about it, to be honest with you. I started out kickboxing, and I've always been light. I've always been light. Still MMA, I'm coming in a lot lighter than most guys, not cutting as much. And so I see these 115-pound kickboxers fighting for titles out at Route 66 and stuff. And definitely a little something in me that says, oh, come on, I want to go down there and take a title or something from them.
So still with this amateur career, you'd be open to kickboxing, Muay Thai?
Definitely, yeah. I love to compete. If my coaches think it's a good move, I'm game for it.
So right now, you're just set on fully learning martial arts and competing any avenue, not dead set on one specific?
Exactly, yeah. I like to compete in general. Obviously, I need to work on grappling. So grappling tournaments, wrestling, all that stuff is a priority. But if there's something fun, some kind of kickboxing event that comes up that makes sense to my coaches and to me, then I'm down.
You got more months up here behind you, getting more used to everything. What has Camp 2 been like?
It's been great. Honestly, I've started to vibe with a lot of the guys here, started with building relationships with everybody here. It feels like a home. And kind of just figuring things out. It's a completely different ball game, you know. But this camp has been great. I feel like I've grown a lot. I feel like I've learned a lot. And I feel like I'm a better fighter, and that's really all you can ask for within camp.
Your opponent, Anthony Hudson, he's coming from Desert Dynasty, Alamo, Florida. What do you know about him?
I really don't know anything anything about him, to be perfectly honest with you. That basically what you said is all I know. I know where he's from. I know he's from Alamogordo. I think he had one fight that he lost. Other than that, I really don't know too much about him. I don't know his style, or if he's a wrestler, kickboxer, whatever. Really not too sure.
How do you feel proud of your performance at the end of the night? What do you do?
How do I what?
How do you feel better about this performance walking away from the last one? How do you feel you take a step forward?
Yeah, I mean, just the preparation altogether is what I feel better about. Where I was mentally for this last fight wasn't the best place. I feel confident. I feel strong. And I don't just feel confident in myself, I feel confident in my abilities. So if the fight gets taken down, I feel comfortable. If it's standing, I'm comfortable. So I'm going to go out there, have some fun, and that's how I, make it a good fight.
The last fight, the setback, what does that do to motivate you?
It does a lot, man. Like I was saying, the biggest thing wasn't the fight preparation. I've always stated, that's the other thing, is before that last fight, I missed a huge chunk of training. I was out for a few months, actually, just working on stuff mentally and what was going on. And the fight stuff, the fight training, everything there wasn't the issue. It was where I was personally. And now where I'm at, I feel 10 times better.
And now, you said you used to kickbox around 115 pounds. When was the last time you had to get there?
I've never had to drop to 115. I've always fought up. So usually I would come in like 128, 130, and I was fighting 135ers, 145ers. The weight I don't think would be an issue. I've never gotten down to that low, but I'm dropping to 120 this fight. 5 more pounds shouldn't be a big deal.
And you're feeling good?
I feel great. I've never had to cut this much, but I'm doing it right. I'm doing everything the way I should, and it's coming off, real easy.
Was there any adjustments in your nutrition to be able to make this happen?
Definitely, yeah. I wasn't as lazy with my nutrition. I've been eating right. Sodas is a huge thing for me, so I cut that out completely. And then just working, trying to get the little bit of fat that I have on me off. But it hasn't really been too much of a challenge so far.
What has it been like getting the experience you've had here? Nick Urso's been on the Contender Series, Landon Renata, Nico Montario, Ray Borg, high-level names are in this gym that you're training on the same level.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I really don't think about it ever, to be honest with you. Not ever, but when I come in the gym, I'm here to train, I'm here to do my thing. I'm friendly with everybody, obviously. But it's not till maybe the end of the week or the end of the night where I'm like, man, I just got done sparring with like Carlos Condit, or I just got done rolling with Landon, or I just watched Ray Borg go like 5 rounds with some guy, training for this UFC fight. It's a crazy environment to be in, and I'm more than happy to be here. It's just more motivation to see these guys working.
Got a message for the hometown fans? We're going to see you Saturday.
Just get ready for a fight, man. I'm excited. I'm ready to put on a show, hopefully get something cool out of it. So I think it'll be exciting to be out there. It'll be a sold-out event, so get your tickets, and it'll be a good time.
Anybody you need to thank? Anybody you need to shout out to?
Yeah, absolutely. Tiger 2 for sure. They're my biggest sponsor. They've done all my fight shorts, my fight kit, and everything. They're a huge part of everything I do. Amazing Gates, they're another sponsor for this fight, and then of course Jackson's After where I train. Second to the top for sure.
Richard Villegas, part of Southwest Brawl 10 this Saturday, Las Cruces, New Mexico. I encourage you to attend the event if you're out there or you're going to be out there this weekend. It's incredibly important to support local, like ProView Networks, like CageMinds.com, and go back and rewatch the Legacy Boxing promotion, Reigning Thunder event. Support local. Heck, even get up with me early, watch that UFC event. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great day.
The Barley